what you would say, I guess, to someone who is maybe 6 years behind you, about to graduate law school, trying to figure out what they want to practice. What advice would you give them?
God. I feel like the answer to this question changes so often. Um, I truly believe that you're not gonna really know what area you want to practice until you kind of experiment with
Mhm.
different areas of law. Hopefully people did that in law school. Hopefully in law school, people worked at different law firms, did whatever clinics their law schools offered, and kind of got a taste of what they like and what they don't like.
Right.
That's exactly what I did when I was in law school. I worked on the defense side, on the insurance defense side of things, and I hated it. And I knew there's no way that this is what I'm not going to do this hourly billing. I'm not going to, defend insurance company. It was just awful. And what I realized that what I really liked is more like social justice, legal aid. I
Mhm.
worked for Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid, and I really enjoyed more of like helping people
Mhm.
rather
Mhm.
than, big companies.
Yeah.
And so I sort of fell into this because I felt like, hey, I'm helping individuals,
Mhm.
um, get fair compensation for injuries that were not caused by them.
Right. Right.
Some people, like I have friends who work at big law firms and they do the hourly billing and they love it and they love the stability and they love the salary and the benefits. And I have some friends who don't even they have a law degree, they don't even practice law.
Right.
They do, or they do in-house counsel work, or they do transactional work, and they've never been in a courtroom in their lives.
Right.
That's the great thing about being a lawyer, is that there's so many different areas of law that you can really find one that fits you. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of like getting there. And so what the advice that I always give recent law graduates is like, don't freak out. The job that you're going to get now doesn't have to be your job forever,
Yes. Yes.
and I think that it used to society used to be like, okay, you can't be jumping from job to job, like
Right.
you have to stay in this job for 10 years. And I think now it's more accepted to figure out what it is that you're passionate about, stay in your job for like, a year, figure out if you love it. If you don't, you can always change. So I always tell people, like, don't freak out. Whatever you choose right now doesn't have to be the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What I was doing 5 years ago is not at all what I'm doing today,
Right.
but I thought that, okay, you graduate from law school, you pass the bar, and then you start a job and you're in that job for 30, 40 years or whatever. And that's really scary. That's a really scary commitment to make. And so I think after law school, people are worried, like, okay, how am I going to pay back my law school loans? How am I going to pay, for my bills? A lot of law students have families. They're worried about, making money,
Mhm.
and they want stability.
Right.
So that's fine. You get a job, maybe you hate it, get another job, you're
Yeah.
not stuck in that job for the rest of your life. And I think
Absolutely.
that a lot of people think that they are.
Mhm.
So my advice to recent law grads is, um, don't freak out. Figure out if the job that you have is one that you love, and if not, experiment with other, areas of law until you find the one that really fulfills you.
Absolutely. Well, and I think too, I think that's really good advice. When I graduated law school, the market was so saturated with lawyers that first off, people were lucky if they had a job right out of law school, but very few got to pick an area of which they wanted to practice. So
Yeah.
some people were like kind of stuck, they felt like, but as time went on, exactly that. They knew that, okay, now is time. I know I don't like this. I know I don't love this. So I can move along. But as more experience and more years are under your belt, I think you get more opportunities to try out new things and find what you love to do. And obviously you landed somewhere where you absolutely love it. And I think it's such a testimony to that. Experiment. because you never know. So,
and so many of my law school friends now are in jobs that they really enjoy. Maybe, the first couple of years they weren't, but they, eventually found their way, and now they're very fulfilled. So don't panic.